Things go bump in darkest night, bringing stories to the light. Guests arrive with chilling claim, whispering the ghostly name. Hear the tales for all to see. Spirited chats eternally.
Why, good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning, and we got our Hot Pockets warmed up, ready to go. Is that going to be the trend for our shows there now, is warm up your Hot Pockets instead of cracking open a cold beer? Good morning, cuz the gospel by Rona. Monday morning. And I'm off to work because I got to make the cash. It's a little chilly day around here, though. It's a cool 34 degrees, according to my car. Got to roll up my windows. I didn't realize they were down. But, yeah, got to make it to work just so I can pay some bills and pay on the car just long enough before it breaks down so I could work more to pay for the breakdown and, just all that fun life stuff. Today's topic, COVID killed ghost hunting, and we'll get to that in a minute. Give a chance for people to come in, so if you're catching this on the replay, feel free to fast forward because this is where I just kind of randomly talk about nothing. Talk about Hot Pockets. What flavor Hot Pocket do you got, cuz? Is it breakfast at least? I got myself some toaster strudels. Strawberry cream. But, yeah, so I've heard from a couple people that you guys really don't care for pizza Hot Pocket, the classic, the old OG. That and hot ham and cheese, I believe, is probably the two original flavors. But yeah, some people are saying that they really don't care for the Rumble setup. I don't know. I haven't given up on it, but I might try to use that for more when I'm at home on the desktop, see if that makes a difference or not. My biggest thing is StreamYard has upped their price to the point where it's no longer just a couple cups of coffee. It's a reasonable amount, considering that I'm not getting paid. I guess if you guys want to help me out with that aspect, go to the Warren Area Society of Facebook page and leave comments and such on the posts and interact on the page, because now I make a few pennies on comments and likes and such. So I guess to keep StreamYard, the odds of keeping StreamYard a little longer would probably be if I earn a little bit on Facebook. Right now I'm earning like $3-4 a month. So, and I'm very grateful for that because you guys buy me a cup of coffee. So that's that. Now let's get into the topic. Hopefully, if you guys are catching this on the replay and you want to know what I'm talking about, you skip forward to this point. did COVID kill ghost hunting? Well, obviously not. I don't mean that to be a clickbait title, because it has in some ways. And what I mean is, and I don't know how long this topic will be able to be talked about, but I'll try to get as in depth as I can. But what I mean is, when before COVID, like in our situation, before COVID, we were getting what we call residential cases all the time. Going into people's homes, and no real concern. Obviously, we were able to build up our reputation to some degree, so people that were around this area or such trusted us, and we never truly chased people out of their homes. If they chose not to be there, that was their choice. But so we were able to pretty much set up cases on a regular basis. It wasn't, we might hit a dry spell of a little bit, but nothing major. Well, then, of course, what was it, 2019? COVID hit. And nobody wanted nobody around, let alone in their house, right? So we understood it was a no-brainer. If nobody was really doing much of anything in America, and probably a lot of the world. Unfortunately, I guess I kind of keep a more careful eye on what's around me more than I do worldwide when it comes to things that affect me, and or at least I did back then. And so we were able to, thankfully we came out to the other end of it. But during the time of COVID restraints and such, you weren't going into people's homes. You weren't going into people's businesses to do ghost hunting. Only thing would be is if you had people you knew personally, like say your best friend Bob had things going on, and he said, hey, take one or two of your group members, come on over, please. Because, just because COVID was going on didn't mean the paranormal stopped. If anything, it should have spiked it, because people being home, or, well, I guess home, because a lot of businesses were shut down during that time, should have really spiked the activity at homes, not because it was escalated or more active, which it might have been, but because you were home 24/7, or 20 a good part of the day, and you're home for days on end when normally you weren't. So there should have been more activity. So the people were so paranoid about COVID, I never got it once. Well, I'm happy that you didn't, because I got it a couple times personally, but I worked in the public the whole time. I was deemed one of those essential workers. This time, if it comes around, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to be a non-essential worker and stay home. But so, as I was saying, is so during this time, people definitely didn't have ghost hunters over at their house, paranormal investigators at their house, and which we understood. Now come out the other end of COVID, where things were going back to normal and people were starting to get out, and so we didn't get to. We started doing things like cemeteries and such, kind of try to start getting back into the groove and start to get back into, just getting back into practice a little bit. And we noticed some other teams starting to do that as well. And so we figured that things were going back to normal in the world, and they were to some degree. It wasn't as if life wasn't getting back to the way it should. However, people were still hesitant about having teams in their homes. You know what I mean? They still weren't ready or willing to do that. Yeah. Good morning, Leaffoot. Good morning, Dolly, Phoenix. I hope you guys are doing good today. That message that Leaffoot left is kind of an inside joke. Sorry. It pretty much refers to the Eddie Murphy skit and his lives and his comedy specials back in the 80s, 90s. But anyways, so where were we? Oh, coming out of the COVID era, ghost hunting teams were doing a lot of little things like cemeteries or, little things, maybe with people's homes that they knew, because there still was that air of uncertainty. And so teams are starting to get back into the groove of things. And, which should be, that's what is to be expected. Nothing surprising there, right? Well, through the last few years, now that everything is as normal as it's going to be, as far as COVID and sickness like that and such, I noticed that a lot of ghost hunting teams, and I'm not saying all of them, I'm actually seeing, but anyways, a lot of the teams are not doing residential homes anymore. A lot of teams are still doing the cemeteries. They're doing the tourist trap places like Gettysburg and such, which is active, don't get me wrong. Places like that. They're also doing a lot more pay to play, if you forgive my term. Because people still have that, I don't want unknown people in our homes still. Will that ever change? I don't know. And I almost took out a possum. I didn't get him though. I try not to kill any animal if I could help it, but possums, we really need possums because they get a lot of detrimental stuff. But anyways, so yeah, people are still not to the point where they're letting strangers into their homes because, there's still that underlying fear in a lot of people that, something that they might catch COVID or well, I guess there's now bird flu they talk about, other similar things. Yeah, I suppose better a possum than a skunk, right? For a while there, we were getting the skunks every day, smelling up the area. And I'd rather possums and skunks than deer because deer like to run right in front of you for some reason. But yeah, So I'm seeing teams doing a lot of pay to play and cemeteries, other things like that that they're able to get to on their own accord, which once again, nothing's wrong with that. If that's what you guys do, that's what you guys do. We've done a few pay for plays, very rare. Actually, I could only think of one place that we went to, and that would be the USS North Carolina. That was the only real place that we paid to play, I guess. Now that I think about it, I do notice now that other ghost hunt teams are starting to get into homes, and it's starting to be a little more relaxed. They're suicidal. I don't think so. I think they're just out this time of year. A lot of different things that they could snack on throughout the night. We swam in the Hudson River. We don't get sick. George Kaufman. Yeah, that's for sure. I swam in the Chattagoin River in Jamestown, New York. Close enough. But I do notice that it's starting to swing back towards teams being able to go into homes. That's starting to open up for more and more people now. Because I do watch a lot of smaller teams on YouTube and such and Facebook for a few reasons. One, try to show support. Two, to see if I could learn something new to investigate with, or the newest technology or whatnot. And three, you never know. Maybe we'll collaborate with them one day, or maybe we'll find a location that they've done and or compare places we've been. So, but plus, I mean, I like watching different YouTubers and Facebookers, whatever we would call those, Facebookers, FBers. But that's my take. I'm hoping that COVID did not kill ghost hunting or what we know it as for residential and businesses. Some teams are a little more lucky, and they got a lot more connections and are able to get into businesses and such. Now, see, that's the other thing. If businesses have some activity and they played it smart, they could really grow a business based off paranormal activity. They could really grow from the attention. If they have a couple of teams come in and can get some evidence, then they could really grow a place. I've seen that. Look at Bobby Mackey's. I mean, I'm sure it was just a little watering hole at one point, because it didn't look like a very big bar. And then, all of a sudden, they got groups like Ghost Ventures and such going in. They became one of the most talked about bars shy of Cheers there was. You know what I mean? So what do you guys think? I'm earlier than normal today, so getting coffee shouldn't be an issue today. Here comes my fun spot with all these little tight barriers through here. I notice they're not working bright and early on Monday morning. But yeah, I think I'll get some coffee. I was bummed out the other day. I normally get Java shot coffee, which is extra caffeine and such. And when I went into the gas station to get some, they were out. Hello. Are you all around? Technical difficulties? I don't know what happened, but it said that I had no internet for a minute. So now that I'm pretty much at the gas station, that's one thing that I really do like about StreamYard is even if I lose connection for a minute, I still have the ability to stay alive. it doesn't just boot me off and you have to restart everything. Thank you all for staying aboard. Though I'm at where I'm at. I didn't really have much more to say, in all honesty. But here I am. So everybody's saying hello, and Lee put saying that's rude and all that. um, so I totally lost. Yeah, you snuck in coffee. No, not quite yet. I wasn't gone that long. I wish they would deliver or something, or I need to get up earlier. Keep us hanging and then say, get off my porch. No, that's Leefoot saying get off the porch, not me. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry guys, but I do have to go in and get my coffee and such and coffee and get to work because what can I do, you know? Oops, wrong button. It's been so long since I tried to switch the camera. I don't know. And now I'm gonna hit you with the subscribe to my account stuff. I'm gonna stop pushing buttons, guys. I ran in. Yeah, no, this place is not that quick. it, it takes me a few minutes to get in and get coffee and go. I did not do it again. It was a quick second, okay? Y'all are having too much fun on my expense. But all right, guys. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. I really do have to get my no, it's fun to you guys, not me. No, I'm having fun. Uh I know I got a couple of text messages saying, "Where did you go? Where did you go?" Yeah, but they come to expect it from you though. This is the first time I think this happened to me, so let's hope that is not a continuous. Though it was nice to not to stop talking for a second. But anyways, guys, you have a wonderful day. Hopefully it's filled with fun and laughter throughout the day. And I'll see you all tomorrow. As always, stay spooky and enjoy Leefoot telling you to get off his porch. See you later, guys.
Well, hey everybody, thanks for stopping down and appreciate the visit. Now get the hell off of my porch. We'll see you the next time. Come on back.